Hello and welcome to the Cold Coffee Club, a podcast brought to you by Houston moms. We're here to give you a little bit of that mom-to-mom connection, fun, and conversation amidst all the chaos. Join us as we take a break from doing all the things and explore the wide spectrum of this crazy motherhood role. We'll interview fun guests, talk about cool grown-up topics, laugh, share, and grow together. So go ahead, reheat that coffee, and put your feet up. Here we go.
Good morning. Welcome to the Cold Coffee Club. This is Ashley.
Hey, good morning. And this is Jenny.
Hey, all right, Jenny, spill some tea for us.
Okay, well, we just, as this is airing, we're coming back from spring break here in Houston. And we went to California for spring break. We went out west and we were in Los Angeles for 3 days and in San Diego for 3 days. Which was really fun. It was very cold and rainy, which is not what we were expecting, but we did get some California sun on the last day, which was nice. And then otherwise we just kind of hung around. We got back on, we kind of spent the last half of the week in Houston and we got to go to the rodeo and we've had a good week. It was nice. The kids had a good time. And aside from it being cold, it was a nice spring break. What did you do?
Yeah, we stayed local for spring break. We went to a few different parks. We checked out some parks that we were kind of our old stomping grounds. We went to Katy for doctor's appointments. And so we just hung out in the area and checked out some of our favorite parks there. And we went to Cidercade. I know I've mentioned this on the podcast before. It is, you literally just pay $10 and you can spend the whole day playing video games and hanging out. So we did do that on one day. And then one of our activities leads right into my cream and sugar this week. We went to Spring Creek. It is not the barbecue place, the actual creek. Yeah.
It both sound good. Okay.
Yes. It's right behind Punt Park. And I might have mentioned that park also on an old episode, but we had just kind of a local beach day and, you know, there were families everywhere. It's sandy and you can kind of like set up just like you're at the beach, but it's more contained, which is nice. Having three kids and big bodies of water stresses me out a little bit.
Yes.
So the creek is relatively shallow, but the kids can swim. And we just had a full on beach day in the sun and it was a blast. And it is literally 15 minutes from my house. So that totally beats Galveston any day.
Yes. Because going down there can be just like an event. Like it can really be an event.
Absolutely
depending
exhausting.
on where you live. Depending on, I mean, if you're like in League City, that's a different beast, but
yeah. What's your cream and sugar this week?
So we went to a restaurant that was new to us, at least. I don't think it's new for most people, a lot of people, but it's new to us. And it was Crew, C-R-U, Crew Food and Wine Bar. I think they have one in the Woodlands, but we went to the one off Kirby, kind of now close to the River Oaks area.
Okay.
We went for dinner with some friends the other night, and they specialize in their wine. Obviously, it's a food and wine bar, but they have like wine flights where you can get like a flight of wine. You get like 2 ounces of several different kinds. And I loved it. Like I got, of course, like the winter whites is what I got. And like the first one, I was like, no, that ain't it. And I tried 2 more. And then like, I kind of like got a glass of the one I really liked. And so that was kind of cool. And they had really delicious food. I got the short rib. Highly recommend Crew Food and Wine.
Yum.
Today's episode of the Cold Coffee Club is brought to us by RSM. When it comes to our children's education, we hear constantly about the importance of STEM. Our world is changing rapidly, and a strong foundation in science, technology, engineering, and math will set our kids up for success later in life. It is vital that while they are young, kids develop a deep understanding of basic math skills that can be built on year after year. If your child struggles in math, or you would just like them to enrich their understanding or get ahead, this summer is a great time to do just that. RSM is an award-winning after-school math enrichment program trusted by parents for over 25 years across 75+ locations in North America. Their unique approach consists of a continuous kindergarten to high school curriculum taught by expert teachers in a classroom environment of peers who study together year after year. You can reserve your spot by scheduling a free 30-minute math evaluation. the best way to learn more about the program and determine the most suitable level for your child. This summer, challenge your child with math classes that will engage and excite them. Enroll your child today or learn more about the summer program on RSM's website. Click the link in our show notes for more. All right, back to the show. So today's episode, we are talking about our favorites, the Cold Coffee Club favorites, where we kind of are just sharing some of our favorite things. Don't make me sing the song from The Sound of Music, but we're just gonna share some of our favorites in a few different categories. So Ashley, I'll let you go first. Tell me one of your favorite things.
So for starters, one of my favorite shows right now, The Last of Us has been super duper popular. If you're a gamer, a lot of people really enjoyed the video game first. I did not play the game because it gives me anxiety because it's kind of scary. So yes. Even watching the show, I need to watch it with all the lights on. It's about like zombie type characters and it makes me nervous. So I am really loving that show. It just wrapped up season 1 and it is brilliant. But also I am rewatching. I have Paramount Plus right now. Yes. And if you remember like Real World Road Rules back in the day, they did these challenges. It was sort of like not really like Survivor, but like physical challenges. They did like those kind of shows where they're competing for money. And I have been binge watching all of them. I started way back in the beginning and I'm on like season 21 right now.
How fun.
Yeah, but it has been a blast. And if you just kind of love the nostalgia of when you watch it, some of the prizes will be like a Nokia cell phone. And I'm like, oh, remember that? Or these like outlandish MP3 players that don't have a brand name. They're just like, it's an MP3 player. We don't know who made it, but it's here. It is so funny watching these old school prizes. And I'm like, oh, remember that?
Isn't that cute? That's hilarious.
Yeah. How about you?
I've been watching, it's so funny that you mentioned this because I have been watching on Paramount Plus, which is it's just so random. I have started watching with the kids and we've just started watching the most recent season. I think it's season 34 of The Amazing Race. And I've been watching it with the kids and they are loving it.
That's awesome.
It's fun because one, like they're getting a little bit of a geography lesson because they're going to all these different countries and seeing things there and really beautiful scenery and learning about that. But what I'm loving about it is they're watching grown adults process through like losing a game or, they do these challenges and sometimes you have to repeat a challenge over and over and over again before they can complete it. Yeah. And they get frustrated and seeing these grown men like taking deep breaths and like trying to walk off their frustration. And it's been really interesting to like talk it through with my kids who like have some emotional frustration related issues. And like, I'm like, look at how he's like, I'm going to go take a walk for a second, and like processing through that, or like how they win first place this week and last place next week. And they're, it's just been good. And seeing even like this, some of them have really positive self-talk, like we can do this, we're going to do great, don't worry, we're going to be fine. And then you have another competitor that's like, I will never be able to finish this, I will and like just seeing the children watch these people have different ways of talking through their frustration. And my kids will be like, well, they're never going to get it if they say they can't do it. And I'm like, so it's brought a lot of good discussion. And so anyways, we've really loved watching The Amazing Race.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah. Two of my favorite products that I have a face steamer that you literally like put your face in and it just like, I put water and sometimes like a little bit of essential oils in it and it just like it clears out everything and then it opens your pores so it makes it easier to wash your face. But then I also have this handy dandy face sucker thingy. So you like turn it on and it clears out your pores as you do it. So first you steam and then you're like and take everything out of there. I love it so much. And it's like my favorite steps of my skincare routine.
So speaking of skincare, I have been, I received this it was a sample bottle of the Tula skincare brightening treatment drops.
Uh-huh.
And I didn't purchase this. It just came in a box of like some samples. And I am so obsessed with this. It's one of the first things that I have put on my face that I instantly see a change, like immediately, to the point that like even Grant is like, your skin looks really good today. Like instantly. It's one of those things where you get a sample that I'm going to get more of this. Like, well done to those people because I'm going to buy more. So Tula, Tula skincare. I feel like it just makes my skin look like it's glowing.
Yeah.
I like that very much. I'm pretty pale and I have I can have like kind of more dull skin. It can get really dry sometimes. And so, it says that it brightens dull skin, evens the tone, and helps reduce the look of dark spots. So
you look lovely, so love it.
Love it.
And especially after the winter, those kinds of products are really nice because it's just like none of us have been getting much sun and
it doesn't feel real. I mean, like for like the first like 10 seconds, it feels kind of sticky. Like it feels sticky for a second, but then within a minute, you don't feel it anymore. So
one of my favorite devices right now, it is this little handy dandy thingamajig. It is called a DJI OM. That's what it's called on Amazon. Basically what it does is it's a stabilizer. So you put your phone in here, and when you're taking videos, it keeps everything, no matter how you move it, it keeps everything still so that you're not getting seasick and watching your videos. And I love it. Even if I've literally like shaken it and it's still, the video looks great. I love doing it for just like videos of the kids or, Instagram. Stuff like that. So even if it's craziness, even if we're running or something,
buying that.
It is amazing.
I need it for like what I do for social media.
Exactly. It is the best. I love it so much. And like watching like sporting events and stuff, it's perfect. I love it so much. Yeah.
So one of my favorite devices, since we're talking about that, I don't know if you call it a device, but it is my BOSE noise canceling headphones. These were a gift I got for Christmas from Grant. He regrets buying them for me because he says, you leave us all the time. Like I go somewhere else. There is a switch that not only turns them on, but then there's another button that you push the button that it goes aware, which means that you have them on, but you can still kind of hear things somewhat. And then you push it again where you cannot hear anything. So if I need to hear, it will push it aware. I don't want to be aware. But it connects to your phone and you can listen to music or it can just be quiet.
Yeah.
But they're really comfy. And the name, like when you connect it to your phone, you select a name for it. And like it'd be like Jenny's headphones or whatever. But mine are called the Serenity Vortex.
I knew it was going to be something amazing. I love that.
Mine is a Serenity Vortex. That's my thing. But I love them so much. And if you get overstimulated, just like when the kids have friends over, I put those things on. It's a lot and I still can hear them because they're that loud, but it just needs to just be a little quieter. So highly recommend.
I have a couple apps that are my favorite right now. So I love the Libby app, Libby, and it is perfect for checking out books at your local library. I am a huge fan of audiobooks. I fly through them. I've done, a few rereads just because it's like, I love it. And it's so easy to just tune in that way. But also I was really wanting to dig back into relearning Spanish. And I kept seeing these ads on Instagram about a program called Pimsleur, Pimsleur. And I thought about downloading the app and paying for a subscription, but then I got smart and I headed over to Libby. I was like, I wonder if Libby has it. They have all of the beginner courses.
Wow.
Like several different, like lesson 1 through 5 lesson, and it goes all the way to like 20 something lessons. And they're all there for you to put on hold. I've put a few on hold and I'm just working my way through them. It's all right there on the Libby app. Yes, It is my favorite. And then my other app that I'm loving is called Untappd. If you've learned anything about me through this podcast, you know that I like beer. I like trying different kinds of beers, and I never can remember which ones I've had. And so Untappd is an app that helps you track and like rate what kind of beers.
You're like, I liked this. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. And you can take a picture of the label so you can remember it. And you know, I had a friend recently ask me like, what kind of beer do you recommend for this, this, and this? And I'm like, let me go through my Untappd app.
Does it have a wine section? Because I would like to do that with wine. Does it have a wine section? Okay. I would look into that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So my favorite apps I use, I make a lot of videos for work and even just as I edit things for just like making videos for kids and stuff. I use an app called InShot, InShot, InShot for editing. I also use CapCut, which is a more common one, but they're really, really user-friendly. It's pretty intuitive and I just love them. But then another app, this is going to sound so adulty, like how lame is this? But Grant and I use an app a lot called Cam Scanner. And instead of like buying a scanner for your house, like if you need to scan in a document for something, we use Cam Scanner where you take a picture of the document with your phone and it transforms it into a document, but not just like, it doesn't look like a photo. Like it makes it look like a piece of paper with the words on it. Yeah. And you can choose if you want it to be a PDF or a like doc, like you can choose what format you want it to be in. And so that has saved us so many times when like we need to upload something for a work thing or a, you know, something for taxes or, you know, something like that. It's been great. So we use that all the time. And rather than me like, well, I've got to drive over to the Office Depot and scan and whatever, you know, we really use that. So that is the most adult and boring thing I could share. But
I love it.
It's really
Thank you for sharing. This is where we are now. I'm excited for recommendations for scanning documents.
Yes. You know, we're just here for your office supply needs here at the Cold Coffee Club.
Oh gosh. So a movie that I'm really into right now, it is called The Strays on Netflix.
Okay.
So listen, I read a lot of negative reviews on social media about it.
Okay.
But you never know until you watch it yourself.
She said they're liars.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. I think a lot of people had a hard time understanding it, but it is a wild movie.
What's the genre?
It is kind of suspenseful. Like if you've seen any Jordan Peele movies.
Oh yeah. Okay.
I feel a lot of parallels there. And I think the message is really interesting. I think the tone of it is very it's very intriguing. And I knew just by reading the synopsis, I was like, I do need to know more. So let's dig in. And I think it's definitely worth the watch. Definitely worth the watch. Yeah.
Well, that sounds I like the Jordan Peele movies, so that sounds intriguing to me.
Yeah.
I'm going to do like a 2-for-1 in this one. I'm going to talk about my favorite water bottle, and it's not the Stanley. It's not. And everyone's always all up in the Stanley, and y'all are sleeping on the Owala Free Sit bottle. And this one, I brought a visual aid. If you're watching on YouTube, it's a show and tell. And this, if I could go back, I would get the slightly smaller one because this one, I have the 32 ounce and I would get the 24 ounce just because it fits better in my cup holder. But it has the straw inside of it. And it so you can, but the way it sticks out of the hole, you're going to hear a little popping sound. Aha. You just sip on the little hole. Like you don't sip on a straw. But then it has like the little carrying thing here and all the pieces. You don't have to disassemble 5 things. You can wash it all as one piece. I love this water bottle so much and it stays cold like the Stanley. I love this. And I bought the kid size ones for my kids. But then also while we're here, I'm going to talk about, I drink Celsius, which is like an energy drink. And it comes in cans, but they make it in little powder packets too. And I buy the boxes of these powder packets. So I mix these up in my water and drink it in my Owala cup. And remember that Celsius, what it says on there is that it accelerates your metabolism and burns body fat. So you're also working out while you drink your Celsius. So remember, you get to work out while drinking water.
Yeah.
So, killing two birds with one stone.
Look at you. Look at you.
Who needs the gym? Who
Right.
needs the gym if you get to burn body fat?
Not Jenny.
I mean, not me.
So here are a couple things that I'm loving. So one is a recipe for this lemon, ginger, and clove tea. Supposedly it helps stimulate fat burning. I don't know if that's the case, but I think it tastes really good. You literally just
either way, you're good.
Whatever. I'm like, so basically you just chop up lemon and throw in, I buy fresh ginger and just chop that up, and cloves, and then boil water, just let them all sit there and, make their cool. First of all, it smells incredible. It smells so good. So it makes your house smell really good. And it tastes great. So I make like I put them in mason jars and I just make like a big batch of them, and I'll just drink it throughout the day. I don't know what it's doing, but it tastes amazing, and it's better than plain water because I don't really like water.
Yeah.
But I stay hydrated all day.
Yes.
Which is awesome. But then I also pair that with this Neurohealth supplement I got on Amazon. So throughout the day, I drink coffee, of course, but I don't want to drink coffee all day long. So I'm sipping my lemon, ginger, clove tea. And then these help kind of keep me awake and moving, and like my brain gets sleepy throughout the day. So these are perfect for that. It really just keeps my brain fog from kicking in, especially like after lunchtime. And that's when I typically want another cup of coffee, but yes, I'll stick with my tea.
That's great. Okay, I also want to talk about these games that my kids have been playing. I got this for Jack, I want to say for Christmas. It is this Guess in 10 is the name of this brand. It's from Skillmatics. This first one I got him is a Marvel game. It's called Guess in 10, and there's these cards in here, like flashcards, and every card has some facts on it where it's like you guess like there's buzzwords. So for example, for Spider-Man, the buzzwords are science, protector, and web. Okay. And then your opponent would have 10 guesses to get to Spider-Man. And there's clues like I wear a mask and have web shooters in my hands, so it's kind of like those are the clues. But when I was looking at this company, I saw that they had some varieties of other games. So there's Guess in 10 States of America. Ooh. So Ellie was learning about states at school, and so I thought this would be perfect for her to kind of continue that. And then there's also Guess in 10 Wheels, Wings, and More. And so this is like all transportation. So there's bulldozers and cement trucks and trains and all different kinds of a raft, a seaplane, but it also shows there's a World of Animals one. So it's just a good little guessing game. They like to play it with each other. We bring it to restaurants sometimes. Yeah. And it's really fun. It's a good little game.
Speaking of kiddos, a favorite game in my household is called Zingo. It is basically like bingo, except it's a little device that it'll shoot out two little cards, and you have to be the first one to grab it and put it on your card. So it's like a race kind of, but also you really have to, my kids are all, my kids are 10, 7, and 5. So they're kind of on different pages age-wise, but this is a great game for, my youngest can keep up. It's like you're matching the ones on your card, but you're also trying to be the fastest one to get the card. And so we have tons of fun with that. And then also we are big sticklers on cereal. I know that if you've done a little bit of research, some of the ingredients in some cereals are not great. And it's very disappointing.
You mean marshmallows are not like a nutritious breakfast food?
Well, I mean, do you?
I mean,
we are huge fans of Magic Spoon cereal, and the things that are in the cereals and the things that are not in the cereals were big for us. And we just recently switched over, and we got 6 boxes of cereal for just under $60, which, you know, in the grand scheme of things, is a little bit more pricey than you would get for cereal at like Walmart. But I think it's worth it just knowing what's in it
and what's not in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yes.
So that's been our big go-to lately. And they have a great variety of cereals. So yeah.
So when it comes to clothes, I love the All in Motion line of athletic clothing at Target.
Yeah.
I feel like it is so similar to Lululemon, and you know, not anywhere near the price point. But my like sweatshirts I wear from that line, my sports bras I wear from that line, the leggings, I love that line of clothing. I think it's one of the best things Target has done in years. Even for Ellie, I buy leggings for her from there all the time, and like little like the thin long sleeve shirts that where it's not too thick, and you know, just when you kind of want like a layer.
Yeah.
I love that stuff, and I've even got Grant a couple pieces from there too. So it's All in Motion. They have like other athletic clothes there, but specifically the All in Motion line, and they have a whole little section because it's gotten pretty popular there.
Yeah.
But I just love that whole, like, that's kind of almost every time I go to Target, I will swing through just to see if there's any clearance. Like, you know, like, oh, this is $5. Well, I don't know, you know. You never know.
We had a category about cleaning supplies, and I could not come up with a favorite cleaning supply because I hate cleaning. So
yeah, you're like, it's who really? Yeah.
But one concoction that I swear by is just Dawn dish soap and water to kill wasps and hornets.
Okay.
We are coming into the spring season, and it's getting wild out there. And this I just keep in a spray bottle. And anytime we see one, you just squirt it a couple times. Like I like get it ready. Like I see one, I'm like, here we go. And you shoot it a couple times and it will die, of course. And it's not a chemical mixture that you have to worry about. You know, it's splashed on the kids or it's splashed on the dog. And it's great for if you want to spray those little nests that pop up. They will not go back to it. I don't know what it is, but they hate it. And I will just spray those nests and it's done for. So I think it's one of my favorite things, especially having this big backyard with lots of trees and lots of places where the wasps want to hang out. So
My last thing I'll mention is these eye drops I use all the time. They're called Lumify.
Okay.
And they are pretty much strictly just for redness. When your eyes just look kind of red, and it's just whether it's from allergies or they don't really cure any symptoms of those things. It's just when your eyes just look red, I put these drops in and like they make your eyes look whiter. And so just sometimes like in the morning when I just feel like I can't get that look to go away, it's almost like part of my makeup routine at this point. Like I put these drops in my eyes to get my eyes whiter. And I love these things. I actually was just at the eye doctor yesterday because I've been having just a lot of dryness in my eyes too. And it's affecting my vision. But I mentioned these drops to her and I'm like, are these drops okay? Because I use them fairly frequently. And she's like, no, I love those actually. She was like, I like them way more than some of the other things like Visine and things like that. She was like, I like the Lumify drops a lot. So I was like, they're doctor approved. So I was like, is this messing me up? She was like, no, those are great.
Okay. And you wear contacts normally, right?
No, I don't. I actually have like decent vision. I wear glasses a lot. Like these are like a pretty low prescription, but just with some blue light in them, just because I'm on the computer a lot. And so, but yeah, I just have had a lot of dry eye, and I think it's just winter and yes, you know.
Yeah. I know we haven't done this in a long time, but Houston moms used to do Friday favorites. And so we kind of wanted to mimic how we do that. And so just sharing our favorite things, and we will share a few of our favorite Friday favorite posts in our show notes. So you can kind of see what contributors over the years have shared as their favorite things.
Yes. Perfect. Okay. So Ashley, what is your house blend this week? What's your favorite thing on the Houston Moms website?
Well, I'm going to keep reminding y'all that our camp guide is up.
Glory.
It's live and you need it. I've started the journey of looking into summer camps, and everything is on that guide. There is something for everyone. And we're still getting camps reaching out. They're like, I think this guide is incredible. We want to be part of it. And so we're, looking into those camps as well. So yeah, please go check it out. It'll do a world of wonder for your summer.
Yes. My favorite is something you worked your little tail off on, which is our Houston Moms Book Roundup. Our favorite book recommendations. Over the years, we have published so many lists of our favorite books, whether that's favorite books for preschoolers, favorite books for teens, favorite romance books, favorite books about parenting. We have tons of list categories, and Ashley has compiled all of them into one page that then categorizes it into several other pages where you can kind of see each list by title. And it is a work of art. And so if you ever are like, what do I read next? We got you. Yes. And we have a link to that there in our show notes. So go click on that and go find what you're going to read next. Okay, so for our caffeinator, we just decided we're going to stick with our theme of favorites today. And we're each going to share our favorite fun fact, just our favorite fact as we head out. So Ashley, what is your favorite fun fact?
For starters, most of us would say that no is a full sentence.
Okay.
But officially, the shortest complete sentence in the English language is I am. And I love that. I just love the idea of it. I love that phrase, I am, because I like saying I am, and that is more than enough. So fun fact.
Do love that. Yay. Okay, so my favorite fun fact, because it always is just shocking, is that so President John Tyler was president in 1841. He was born in 1790, which would have been during George Washington's first term in office. He has a living grandson, like not great, like a living grandson. He was born in 1790. And up until a couple years ago, he had 2 living grandsons, but one of them just died. He's in his 90s. And the way that is possible, because I can see your face, you're like, do the what now? Do the how?
I need to know.
So how that happened was John Tyler had a wife who then died, and he had a very late second marriage, or might have even been third. I'm going to get some facts mixed up here, but he had children very, very, very late into his 70s. So he had a son when he was very old. Wow. Then that son, same thing, had a child when he was in like his 70s. And that is the man that is now like 90. So you just have a bunch of very old people having very old people that are still living. You just have that's what's happened.
That's wild.
Yep.
That is wild.
So Grandpa was the 10th president of the United States.
Wow.
That's what that man can say. He's like 90 something, and he's like in a retirement home in South Carolina.
Wow. Fun fact.
Isn't that crazy?
It's insane.
It's crazy. I cannot. It's insane.
Oh, wow.
Anyways, all right. Well, we will wrap up today, and we will see y'all next week.
Bye.
Bye.
Hang on a sec. Check out these outtakes from this episode of the Cold Coffee Club.
Okay, so, oh, sorry. I wrote my stuff down out of order. I wrote house blend for I was like, wait.
Where are we?
We're already wrapping up. Okay.
You've been listening to the Cold Coffee Club, brought to you by Houston Moms. We wish you a fabulous week with your families and look forward to sharing many more cups of cold coffee with you.